These are a few of my favorite things, words.
Recently, it was brought to my attention that I have a rather extensive vocabulary, that when I talk to people one-on-one in person, I use a lot of different words, sometimes big words, sometimes confusing words. Now, this is completely unintentional, and I didn't even notice I did it until two people pointed it out to me in the last couple of weeks. Of course, I do understand I speak differently. Depending on where you are in the world, I will have an accent, perhaps. And on top of that, I do enunciate or pronounce things a little bit oddly. Rest assured, the words that I use and how I speak and the vocabulary that I utilize in everyday conversation is not designed to make people feel stupid. The reason I have a vast vocabulary is because I like words. Not only do I like the way words sound, but I also like the definition behind them and how you can put them together in a sentence and make them flowery and sweet or harsh and sharp. On top of that, I like metaphors and similes. I'm a big fan of personification, and I really enjoy alliteration. But since writing is my passion, words are my passion, and wordsmithery is also something that gets me all riled up. I thought it might be fun to list 10 of my most favoritest words of all times. Yes, I said most favoritest. And I'm sure all of you are so excited to hear my list that you cannot even contain yourselves. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking. Regardless, here are my 10 most favorite words of all times. Starting with bioluminescence. This is actually a new word, not in my lexicon, but a new favorite for me because I have become enamored with bioluminescence, which is the production of light through organisms. This occurs in a lot of marine life, which, if you know me, I kind of have this thing for the ocean. But a lot of you already know what bioluminescence is because most of you know what fireflies are and glowworms. And to go hand in hand with bioluminescence and marine life, my next favorite word is nautical. I am a seafaring creature. I love the ocean. I belong on a boat out at sea. Next up is another N word, and that is nefarious. This word is perfection. Not only does it mean wicked or villainous, but it also flows so nicely off the tongue. It's something that you would expect a Disney villain to be named. Another word that kind of fits hand in hand with nefarious because it ends in I-O-U-S as well is lascivious. Because it sounds sexy, and that's exactly what it means. It means arousing strong sexual desires. It's expressive of lust and lewdness. And I just don't see how you can go wrong with that. Next up is tomfoolery. I think everybody knows what tomfoolery is, so I'm not gonna explain it. It's just a fun word. And to go hand in hand with tomfoolery, I have to put shenanigans in there. People don't really use it as much anymore. I would like to see it brought back into popularity because it's such a great, all-encompassing word for causing a ruckus. Actually, I really like ruckus too, but I don't think it would make the top 10 list. And that brings me to pompous, which I actually learned from Beauty and the Beast when I was a little girl, because Wadsworth or Lemire call each other a pompous belly-headed pea brain. And for some reason it stuck in my head. And they say kids don't learn from cartoons. Psh. And because I am in love with the universe and all things spatially, I absolutely love the word lunar. I also really enjoy mellifluous, which means sweet and smooth sounding, like pleasing to the ear. Last, but certainly not the least important word that I'm going to share with you today is saccharine. This word means excessively sweet, honeyed. It sort of makes my sweet tooth act up a little bit. So those are my 10 most favorite words of all times, and I would love for you to share with me some of your favorite words. And also, if everything goes as planned, I'll see you all again next week for another edition of That Girl Tyson.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations, all hands man your battle stations.